3 dirt cheap SUVs nobody buys, but they'll outlast every new truck forever. Most people are making the same expensive mistake. They're spending $35,000 to $50,000 on new SUVs loaded with turbochargers, giant touchscreens, and transmissions that won't survive 150,000 miles. Meanwhile, there are 3 dirt cheap SUVs sitting on used lots right now that routinely cross 250,000 to 300,000 miles with basic maintenance. I've spent 24 years turning wrenches, and today I'm showing you a Honda that's criminally undervalued, a Lexus that's secretly a Land Cruiser, and the Toyota I'd trust to drive across the country tomorrow. Let's get into it. Number 3, the Honda Pilot, 2nd generation, 2009 to 2015. People walk right past these on the lot because they think Honda and minivan are the same sentence. They're not even close. And that misunderstanding is the entire reason you can buy one of these for thousands less than it's actually worth. I had a customer in late last year, a single mom working 2 jobs who needed something to haul her 3 kids and a part-time catering side business. Coolers, folding tables, the works. She had $7,200 saved in a Honda dealer trying to put her in a 2018 CR-V for $19,000 with financing she couldn't really afford. I told her to look at a 2012 Honda Pilot EXL with 132,000 miles instead, listed at $6,800. She bought it. That was 14 months ago. Total repairs since a battery and a set of rear brake pads. That's it. She's hauled catering trays in that thing every weekend for over a year without a single complaint. Here's what's under the hood that actually matters. The 3.5-liter J35 V6 in this generation Pilot is the same engine family that's been in the Honda Odyssey, the Acura MDX, and the Honda Accord V6 for over 2 decades. It uses a timing belt on earlier versions, but by 2009, Honda had moved this application to a timing chain. No belt replacement looming at 100,000 miles like people assume. It produces 250 horsepower, runs on regular gas, and uses a combination of direct and port fuel injection that keeps carbon buildup from becoming the nightmare it is on purely direct injected engines. I've personally seen these J35 engines cross 280,000 miles on original internals with nothing but oil changes and timing chain tensioner checks. The 5-speed automatic transmission paired with it isn't fancy, and that's exactly the point. It's not hunting for gears across 10 ratios. It shifts when it needs to and gets out of the way. Current pricing on a clean 2009 to 2012 Pilot EXL with 100,000 to 150,000 miles runs $6,500 to $9,500. A same-year Toyota Highlander with comparable miles is sitting at $11,000 to $15,000 because of the Toyota badge tax. Mechanically, in my shop, I see these two as equals. Sometimes I'd take the Pilot because Honda's V6 has fewer documented oil consumption issues than Toyota's 2GR-FE from the same era. When you inspect one, check the transmission for a hard shift between 2nd and 3rd gear, a known wear pattern on high-mileage units that signals it's due for a fluid and filter service, not a rebuild. Check the rear differential fluid if it's all-wheel drive, because most owners never touch it. And look underneath at the subframe for rust if you're buying anywhere near the rust belt. If those check out, you've got a 200,000-mile SUV for the price of a used motorcycle. Number 2, the Lexus GX 470 2003 to 2009. This is the SUV I recommend to people, and watch their eyebrows shoot up because they hear Lexus and assume I'm about to tell them to spend $20,000. I'm not. I'm telling you that you can buy a Lexus GX 470, a vehicle built on the same platform as the legendary 100 Series Land Cruiser, for less than $9,000 right now, and it will outlast the dealership that sold it to you. A retired contractor came into my shop about 6 months ago wanting an inspection on a 2006 GX 47. Oh, he was considering 178,000 miles. Asking price $8,400. Everybody around him was telling him he was crazy, that a 14-year-old Lexus with that kind of mileage was a money pit waiting to happen. I put it on the lift. Frame was clean. Compression was even across all 8 cylinders. The air suspension, usually the thing people warn you about it, had already been converted to coil springs by the previous owner, which honestly made it a better buy, not a worse one. I told him to buy it with confidence. He's at 211,000 miles now, tows his travel trailer twice a year, and the only repair has been a knock sensor, which is a known, cheap fix on this engine. The engine is the same 4.7-liter 2 UZF-E V8 that powers the Toyota Tundra and the Toyota Sequoia from this era, an engine with a reputation among mechanics as close to unbreakable as anything Toyota has ever built. No turbo, no direct injection, a timing belt that needs changing every 90,000 miles, which sounds like a downside until you realize that's the only scheduled major service this engine asks for in its entire life. I've seen these 2 UZ engines pass 300,000 miles on original internals more times than I can count. It's paired with a 5-speed automatic that Toyota and Lexus shared across half their lineup in this period, and it is bomb-proof. Current market pricing on a 2003 to 2007 GX 470 with 150,000 to 200,000 miles is $6,500 to $10,000. A same-year Toyota Land Cruiser, mechanically almost identical underneath, is selling for $20,000 to $28,000 for comparable miles purely because of badge perception and a smaller import number, making it a collector vehicle in people's minds. You are buying the same drivetrain, the same frame, leather seats, and a far quieter cabin for a third of the price. Inspection priorities here matter. First, ask if the air suspension has failed or been converted. Both are fine, but know what you're buying and price accordingly, since a full air suspension rebuild runs $1,200 to $1,800. Second, check the exhaust manifolds for cracking, a common cosmetic but noisy issue on this engine that doesn't affect reliability but will cost you $400 to fix the ticking sound. Third, confirm the timing belt service history, because at 90,000-mile intervals, a missed belt is the one thing that can actually hurt this otherwise indestructible engine. If the records check out, you've got a Land Cruiser for the price of a base model Camry. If this content is helping you shop smarter, do me a favor and hit subscribe. I put a video out every week on the vehicles dealerships hope you never look twice at. Now let's get to number 1. Number 1, the Toyota 4Runner 4th generation 2003 to 2009 with the 1GR-FE 4.0-liter V6. This is the SUV I would buy tomorrow if I needed one vehicle to drive for the next 15 years and wanted to spend the absolute minimum on repairs. People assume a 4Runner this age must be either beat to death or priced like gold because of the brand's reputation. Neither is true if you know where to look, and that gap between perception and reality is exactly why this is sitting at number 1 tonight. A young guy came into my shop last spring, just started a small landscaping outfit, looking for something that could tow a trailer and survive daily abuse without putting him in the poorhouse. He had $9,000 to spend. Everyone online told him to find a Tacoma. I told him to look at a 4Runner instead. 2 weeks later, he came back with a 2006 4Runner SR5 4.0-liter V6, 162,000 miles, 4-wheel drive for $8,200. He's put 28,000 miles on it since hauling mulch, tools, and trailers. Total repairs in over a year, front brake pads and 1 oxygen sensor. He told me it starts every single morning, no matter how cold it gets, and he's never once thought about it breaking down on a job site. The 1GR-FE V6 under the hood is, in my professional opinion, one of the most overbuilt engines Toyota has ever mass-produced. Naturally aspirated, port fuel-injected, timing chain instead of a belt, producing 245 horsepower with a flat, generous torque curve that makes it feel stronger than the number suggests. There's no turbo to fail. No direct injection carbon buildup, no variable displacement system cutting cylinders to save fuel and adding complexity instead. I have personally seen this engine cross 300,000 miles multiple times with nothing but oil changes, and Toyota's own reliability data backs that up. RepairPal rates the 4Runner among the most dependable midsize SUVs ever sold in the U.S., and forum owners routinely document these trucks crossing 250,000 to 300,000 miles on original drivetrains. The 5-speed automatic is shared with the Tacoma and the Tundra from the same era, proven, simple, and easy to service anywhere in the country because parts are everywhere. Current market pricing on a clean 2003 to 2009 4Runner SR5 with 150,000 to 200,000 miles is $7,500 to $11,000. Thus, compare that to a same-year Lexus GX 470, which we just talked about, or to a comparable Toyota Land Cruiser at nearly triple the price, and you start to see how badly the market misprices these. Even against a same-generation Toyota Tacoma with similar mileage, the 4Runner is routinely $2,000 to $3,000 cheaper despite sharing the same bulletproof drivetrain and offering more interior space. When you inspect one, there are a few things worth your time. First, check the rear differential. These were known for a whining noise at highway speed if fluid changes were neglected, and it's a cheap fix if caught early, expensive if ignored. Second, look at the frame on any 4Runner from the Rust Belt specifically. Since early 2000s, Toyota frames had a well-documented rust recall. Confirm whether the frame was already replaced under that program because Toyota covered it for free on affected vehicles for years. And a replaced frame means you're driving on essentially new steel. Third, listen for any ticking on cold start from the timing chain tensioner. A light tick that fades after 30 seconds is normal. A persistent, loud tick means walk away. If everything checks out, you are looking at a vehicle that will run for another 150,000 miles with basic maintenance. Who should buy a 4Runner like this? Anyone who needs real towing capacity, real four-wheel drive, and a vehicle that will start every single morning for the next decade without drama. Who should skip it? If you want third-row seating for a big family, this generation doesn't offer it. Look at the Pilot we talked about earlier instead. If fuel economy matters more to you than longevity, you'll get around 17 miles per gallon combined, and that's just the trade-off for an engine this overbuilt. So there it is, 3 SUVs the market has completely forgotten about, and every single one of them will outlast a brand new SUV rolling off any lot in America today. The Honda Pilot with the bulletproof J35 V6, the Lexus GX 470, wearing a Land Cruiser's bones for a third of the price, and the king of the list, the Toyota 4Runner with the legendary 1GR-FE. None of these will impress your neighbors. None of them have a 12-inch touchscreen or massaging seats. What they have is something the modern SUV industry has completely forgotten how to build: simplicity that lasts. Next time a salesman tries to put you into a $42,000 SUV with a turbocharged 4-cylinder and a CVT that's already showing wear at 30,000 miles, you'll know what to do. Walk to the back of the lot and find one of these instead. If you want to see which full-size SUVs have actually earned a reputation in my shop for going the distance, I made a video on that. It's right here. 24 years of pulling wrenches has taught me one thing. The SUVs the market ignores are usually the ones you should be buying. Like the video if it helped. Subscribe for more honest advice, and I'll see you in the next one. Drive safe, take care of your SUV, and it'll take care of you.